welcome to Vidyanagar online science class. Today I am going to discuss with you the remaining chemical properties of acid and base and what do all acids and base have in common. At the end of today's class, you will learn about neutralization reactions, hydronium ions, hydrogen ions, hydroxyl ions and dilution of an acid. Let's begin today's class. We can start with the reaction of acid and base. On mixing an acid and base, we get the products like salt and water. If a reaction gives salt and water as the product, such reactions are known as neutralization reactions. What are neutralization reactions? An acid reacts with the base to form salt and water. Such reactions are known as neutralization reaction. Check some examples. If an acid reacts with the base, we get the products like salt and water. You can see the acid, hydrochloric acid, and the base, sodium hydroxide. When these two reacts, we get the products like sodium chloride. Sodium react with the chlorine to form sodium chloride, and hydrogen react with the OH to form water. Salt and water. And what about here? H plus SO4 2 minus, Ca2 plus OH minus. When calcium react with the SO4, we get calcium sulfite, and when hydrogen react with OH, we get the product water. Calcium sulfate is a salt and water. So if an acid react with the base to form salt and water, such reactions are known as neutralization reaction. If an acid react with a base to form salt and water, such reactions are known as neutralization reaction. Same things happens in case of acidity. What is acidity? Acidity is the condition of formation of excess amount of hydrochloric acid in our stomach. As you know, hydrochloric acid helps in digestion. Due to indigestion, our stomach produces huge amount of hydrochloric acid in our stomach. That condition is known as acidity. When we consult a doctor prescribes a medicine which contains base. When we use this medicine, the base present in the medicine react with the excess acid in our stomach and it cancel each other and we get the relief. So that reaction is neutralization reaction. If an acid reacts with a base to form salt and water, such reactions are known as neutralization reactions.
Base and alkali. Most bases are insoluble. However, some bases are soluble in water. A soluble base is known as alkali. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide are examples of alkali because they are soluble in water. So they are alkali. The chemical reaction between an acid and an alkali or base is called neutralization. Acid plus alkali gives a salt plus water. That is neutralization reaction.
Now we can discuss about the reaction of metallic oxide with acids. Let me ask you one thing. What is the color of copper oxide? Copper oxide is in black color. On mixing black color copper oxide with hydrochloric acid, it turns to blue-green color. On mixing black color copper oxide with hydrochloric acid, it turns to blue-green color. The formation of blue-green color is due to the presence of copper chloride. On mixing copper oxide with hydrochloric acid, they form copper chloride and water. This copper chloride and water are examples of salt and water. Which reaction gives salt and water? Yes, it is neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction gives salt and water. And which other reactants we need to conduct a neutralization reaction? We need to get a acid and base. An acid react with the base to form salt and water. So you can see in this reaction already hydrochloric acid is present in the reaction. So we need to get the base. The role of copper oxide in this reaction is a base. The role of copper oxide is base here. So that base react with acid to form copper chloride and water. And copper oxide is a metallic oxide. Metallic oxides are basic in nature. And this is an example of neutralization reaction. Why? Because these reactions give salt and water as the product. So the black color, copper oxide, changes to blue-green color is due to the formation of copper chloride. And copper oxide is basic in nature, and this basic copper oxide react with hydrochloric acid to form salt and water, and here the salt is copper chloride, which is blue-green color.
This reaction clearly indicates that when a metal oxide reacts with an acid and forms salt and water. Salt and water are the products of neutralization reaction. So this reaction is an example of neutralization reaction.
What is the standard test for carbon dioxide? On passing carbon dioxide gas through lime water, it turns milky. If it turns milky, it is the presence of carbon dioxide gas. Right? So this is the equation for that. On passing carbon dioxide gas through lime water, it turns to milky. That milky color is due to the formation of calcium carbonate. Right? So here the thing is that calcium carbonate and water are examples of salt and water. So here this reaction gives salt and water as the products, which means this is an example of neutralization reaction. And you can see already base is here. Calcium hydroxide is a base. So what may be the role of carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide act as the acid. Right. Carbon dioxide is an example of non-metallic oxide. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. So an acid react with a base to form salt and water. So clearly it is an example of neutralization reaction. So what you are going to understand from this equation? Carbon dioxide is an example of non-metallic oxide. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. So this is an example of neutralization reaction because calcium hydroxide is a base and non-metallic oxide, carbon dioxide, act as an acid. These two react to get calcium carbonate and water. Calcium carbonate is a salt and the second product is water.
Reaction of a non-metallic oxide with base. Let us see the reaction between carbon dioxide and calcium hydroxide, lime water. Carbon dioxide plus calcium hydroxide gives calcium carbonate plus water. Calcium hydroxide, which is a base, reacts with the carbon dioxide to produce a salt and water. Since this is similar to the reaction between a base and an acid, we can conclude that non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature.
That's all about the chemical properties of acids and bases. Now we are going to discuss about what do all acids or bases have in common, which means what is common in acids and bases. Before stepping into the concept, we can discuss the process ionization. What is ionization? Ionization is a process of splitting up of a compound into their corresponding ions. Dissociation is a process in which compounds split up or dissociate into corresponding ions. And this process of ionization or dissociation only possible in the presence of water. For example, if we add hydrochloric acid, sodium hydroxide, sulfuric acid and potassium hydroxide into the water, they ionize to form their corresponding ions like H+, Cl-, H+, SO4 2-, Na+, OH-, etc. So, ionization or the dissociation possible only in the presence of water. If there is no water, there will be no ionization. Okay, so we can come back to our concept, what is common in acids and bases. We can discuss about this with the help of some examples. Okay, you can see some acids and bases on the board like hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, acetic acid, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide. Let's check their ionization. How hydrochloric acid ionizes? Hydrochloric acid ionizes to form H plus and Cl minus. Sulfuric acid ionizes to form H plus and SO4 minus. Nitric acid ionizes to form H plus and NO3 minus ions. Acetic acid ionizes to form H plus and CS3CO minus ions. Sodium hydroxide ionizes to form Na plus and OH minus. Potassium hydroxide dissociates to form K plus and OH minus. Calcium hydroxide dissociates to form calcium 2 plus and OH minus ions. Magnesium hydroxide dissociate to form Mg2 plus and OH minus ion. So what you can see common in these acids? All the acids contains H plus ions are in common. So what is common in acids? All the acids contains H plus ions. So what are acids? Acids are the substances which give H plus ions. Acids are the substances which produces H plus ions. Then what is common in bases? All the bases contain OH minus ions. So what is common in bases? Bases contains OH minus ions or hydroxyl ions. What is common in bases? All the bases contains OH minus ions. How to pronounce this? Hydroxyl ions. So all the bases contains hydroxyl ions. So bases are the substances which gives hydroxyl ions. So bases are the substances which produces OH minus ions. So what are acids? Acids are the substances which gives or produces H plus ions, and bases are the substances which gives OH minus ions. Why water conducts electricity? Why we are adding some amount of acid into the water? We are adding some amount of acid into the water to increase the conductivity of water. What it means, the increases the conductivity of water. Water conducts electricity, which means water dissociates to form H plus and OH minus ions. When we add acid into the water, there is an increase of conduction, means this adding acid into the water increases the presence of ions in the water, which means ions are the responsible factor for the conduction of electricity. If there is ions, there will be the conduction of electricity. So if a substance conducts electricity, which means there is the presence of ions in that solution. If there is no ions, there is no conduction. So ions are the responsible factor for the conduction of electricity. Water conducts electricity, which means on dissociation, water split up to form H plus and OH minus ions. So there are also the presence of ions. And we are adding some amount of acid into the water, which increases the conductivity, means already that water contains H plus and OH minus ions. If we are adding some amount of hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid into the water, there increases the presence of ions, which means increase in the conduction of electricity. So the very important point you have to understand that the presence of ions increases the conductivity of electricity. Okay, why rainwater conducts electricity? Rainwater conducts electricity means rainwater contains acids, bases, salts, etc. So on dissociation, these salt produces H plus ions, OH minus ions. If there is salt, it dissociates from Na plus and Cl minus. If there is any acid, it dissociates from H plus and Cl minus, or H plus and SO4 minus. So the presence of ions increases the conductivity of ions. If there is no ions, there will be no conduction of electricity. Okay, now we are going to discuss about all the hydrogen containing compounds are acids or not. Right now we discussed that acids are the substances which gives H plus ions, or acids are the substances which produces hydrogen gas when they react with a metal. Okay, you will understand this concept with the help of this activity. You can see two figures on the board. So what is the name of this figure? This is a voltameter. What is voltameter? Voltameter is an electrolysis apparatus. So you can see two voltameter on the board. Only the difference is in the first figure you can see the electrolyte as hydrochloric acid, and in the second figure it is ethanol. It's a new compound for you, ethanol. What is ethanol? We'll study in the carbon and compounds. So you just think the electrolyte in the second figure is ethanol. C2H5OH. This is not 3, this is H. C2H5OH. Okay, so now I am going to put the switch or key on the two figures. On putting the switch or the key, you can see that the glowing of bulb only in the first figure. You can see the glowing of bulb in the first figure, which means the electricity only flows through the first figure. Why? Because I told you if there is ions, there will be conduction of electricity. Hydrochloric acid dissociate to form H plus and OH minus, H plus and Cl minus ions. But ethanol and C6H12O6 glucose, these two compounds contains hydrogen. See how many hydrogen in ethanol? Ethanol 5 plus 1, 6 hydrogen, and in glucose, what is this? This is glucose. Glucose contain 6 carbon, 6 oxygen and 12 hydrogen. So there is 12 hydrogen in the glucose and 6 hydrogen in the ethanol. But they are not good conductors of electricity. Why? Ethanol and glucose does not produce ions. Ethanol and glucose does not give ions or H plus ions. If they are not ready to give H plus ions, they cannot conduct the electricity. Why? Because ions are the factor which conducts electricity. If there is no ions, there will be no conduction. So why there is no glowing of bulb in second figure? Because there is no ions. There is no ions. If there is ions, definitely you can see the glowing of bulb. What we are going to conclude from this activity? All the hydrogen containing compounds are not acids. All the hydrogen containing compounds are not acids. So this is very important for you. So why the bulb does not glow in the second figure? Because there is no ions. The glucose or the ethanol does not give ions. If there is no ions, there will be no conduction of electricity, which means all the hydrogen ion compounds are not acids. Now we are about to discuss a textbook activity. Activity 2.9 and figure 2.4. Preparation of hydrogen chloride gas. HCl can be used in two ways. The liquid form of HCl is hydrochloric acid and the gaseous form of HCl is hydrogen chloride gas. So we can use same formula for both. The liquid is hydrochloric acid and the gas is hydrogen chloride gas. What are the materials needed to get hydrogen chloride gas? We need to take sodium chloride and sulfuric acid. On mixing sodium chloride and sulfuric acid, we get the products like sodium sulfide
Sodium
and
hydrogen sulfide
gas. So the materials needed to prepare hydrogen chloride gas is sodium chloride and sulfuric acid. On mixing sodium chloride and sulfuric acid, we get the products like
sodium hydrogen sulfide
and sodium
hydrogen
and
sulfide.
hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, so your next task is to show wet blue litmus paper and dry blue litmus paper at the mouth of the test tube which contains hydrogen chloride gas. On showing the litmus paper, you can see there is no color change on dry litmus paper. There is no color change on dry blue litmus paper. At the same time, wet blue litmus paper turns to red. What does it indicate? Which indicates litmus shows its color changes only in the presence of water. Litmus shows color changes only in the presence of water. In case of dry litmus paper, there is no water. So there is no color change. But in case of wet litmus paper, it shows the color change, means the hydrogen chloride gas formed in the test tube react with the hydrogen of water and it forms an acid, hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is an acid. Acid turns blue litmus to red. So the hydrogen chloride gas react with the H plus from the water and it turns to hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid turns blue litmus to red because it is an acid. Why there is no color change on dry litmus paper? Because there is no water. This H plus ions from the water. Okay, so if there is no water, there will be no H plus ions. So in case of wet litmus paper, that wet litmus paper contain H plus and H minus ion, that is presence of water. So this hydrogen chloride gas react with the H plus from the water and it turns to acid and acid turns blue litmus to red. So it clearly indicates that you can see the color changes in case of litmus paper only in the presence of water. So litmus only in action when there is water. Okay, so this activity suggests that the HCl dissociate to form H plus and Cl minus ions. And another very important point is this H plus ions do not exist alone. So the acids and bases dissociate to form their corresponding ions. If an acid dissociates, that acid forms H plus and its remaining part. So after the formation, H plus ions do not have stability as they exist in the form of H plus ions, which means H plus ions do not have stability. So after the formation, this H plus ion react with water to form H3O plus ions. To form H3O plus ions. How they form H3O plus ions? This H plus ions react with the water to form H3O plus ions. What is H3O plus ions? H3O plus ions are hydronium ions. What are H3O plus ions? Hydronium ions. Hydronium. So H plus ion have stability only when they exist in the form of H3O plus hydronium ions. Why hydrogen H plus ions do not exist? Because they don't have the stability. When they get the stability, they attain stability when they mix with the water to form hydronium ions. Okay. So litmus shows color changes only in the presence of water, and H plus ions have stability when they exist in the form of hydronium ions.
Role of water in the dissociation of an acid. It is observed that acids dissociate to give H plus ions only in the presence of water, hence they act as acid only in the presence of water. Experiment to show that dry HCl is not acidic but it becomes acidic in the presence of water. Take 1-2 gram of sodium hydrochloride in a dry test tube. Add some concentrated sulfuric acid into the test tube. The following reaction takes place. Bring a dry blue litmus paper on the mouth of the test tube. It is observed that the litmus paper does not turn red. Now bring the wet blue litmus paper on the mouth of the test tube. It is observed that it turns red. Alternatively, first pass the hydrogen chloride gas through the water taken in the test tube and test the solution with the blue litmus solution. It will turn red. If the gas is passed through the toluene or benzene and we test the solution with the blue litmus, it will not turn red.
As I told you, H plus ions do not exist alone. After the formation, they mixes with the water to form hydronium ions. H plus ion do not exist alone. They react with the water, form H3O plus ions, hydronium ions. H plus ions are unstable, but H3O plus ions are stable. So, H plus ions exist in the form of hydronium ions, H3O plus ions. Why? Because H plus ions are unstable and H3O plus ions are stable. Okay, so we have discussed about the ionization and dissociation. We can explain the neutralization reaction on the basis of this. Okay, how the hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide ionizes. Hydrochloric acid ionizes to form H plus and Cl minus ions, and sodium hydroxide ionizes to form Na plus and OH minus ions. That you know, opposite charges attracts and same charges repulse. So here sodium react with the chlorine. Sodium react with chlorine to form NaCl plus hydrogen react with the OH. H and OH, H2O, H2O. So here the products are sodium chloride and water. Sodium chloride is a salt and H2O is a water. If a reaction gives salt and water as the products, they are neutralization reaction. So neutralization reaction is a reaction in which an acid reacts with the base to form salt and water. Okay, salt is neither acidic or nor basic. They are neutral, which means there is no color changes for the neutral substance on blue litmus paper and red litmus paper because they are neutral compounds. You can see two types of acids and bases in our school laboratory. Which are they? Concentrated acid and base and diluted acid and base. What are concentrated acid and base and diluted acid and base? Concentrated substances contains 100% content. For example, concentrated hydrochloric acid. This concentrated hydrochloric acid contains 100% hydrochloric acid content, no water. Only the hydrochloric acid content. But if you talk about dilute hydrochloric acid, this dilute hydrochloric acid contains 5 or 10% hydrochloric acid and 90% or 95% water. Little amount of hydrochloric acid and remaining amount is water. So that's the main difference between concentrated and diluted. Concentrated acids or concentrated substances contains 100% component, no water. But diluted substances contains 5 or 10 or 20% component plus water. And concentrated substances are highly powerful. Why? When we open the concentrated bottles, you may see that fumes comes out. Fumes are rushing out. Why? Because these concentrated acids contains huge amount of heat in it. When we open the tap, this heat is trying to escape outside. The bottles of concentrated acids or bases contains huge amount of heat in it. So when we open the tap, it tries to come out. Okay, so concentrated acids are highly powerful. And how to make the dilute solutions then? There are two ways are there. Either you can add acid into water or water into acid. Which will be comfortable, or which is the right method to dilute the acid or base. Adding acid into water or water into acid. The correct or apt way of diluting the solutions by adding acid into water. Why? Water is a cool substance. Right? Water is a cool substance. And when we are adding hot acid into the cool water, the coolness of the water absorbs the heat. The coolness of the water absorbs the heat. See, instead of that, if you are adding water into acid, what happens? You see, the hotness of the acid, it comes out, you know, it splashes out or it makes explosion. If you are adding acid into water, the coolness of the water absorbs the hotness of the acid. Instead of, if you are adding water into acid, the hotness of the acid, it comes out and it makes explosion. So which is the correct way of dilution? Adding acid into water, and hotness of the acids absorbs the cold water, and we can avoid the problem related to that. So which is the correct way of diluting the acid or base? Adding acid into the water and stir it thoroughly. Okay? If you do the opposite, the hotness of the acid, it comes out and creates explosion. Okay? That's all about today's class. Watch the video carefully. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching.